So, hi. Before we do anything today, I want to first of all just check in. Let's all take a moment. We're going to go around everybody in the room and we're just going to say how we're feeling today. That's all. You can say as much as you want, you can say as little as you want. One by one, we're just going to say how we're feeling. So I will start. Today I am feeling tired, but really excited to be doing this with you guys. And now on to you. Have you ever experienced that feeling you get when you're late for school, or you're about to do something a bit scary, or you realise that you forgot to do your spellings and you're supposed to take the test tomorrow? This tight-chested, butterflies in stomach, worried feeling. Well, that, my friends, is anxiety. With a terrible pen. There we go. Anxiety. So, anxiety is, well, first of all, does anyone here know what anxiety is? If you do, feel free to pop your hand up and tell me. Otherwise, anxiety is a very normal human response to moments when we might be worried or stressed. We all experience it, all of us. It can be scary, but it's very, very normal. Like I said, we all get it. And it can actually be helpful in certain situations. So for example, going back to the spelling test, it's that anxiety that makes you prepare for it, that motivates you. So it's not all bad. It can be. None of my pens are working. It can be motivating. It makes you want to get up and do things because you have no choice. You have to run to school because you're late. So it isn't all bad. Does anyone know the signs and symptoms of anxiety? So in all of these situations I've just mentioned, can you picture a time where you felt like that? You might have been watching something a bit scary at the cinema, or doing something that you're a little bit afraid of. You might be a bit scared of swimming and you're getting into a pool, or you're getting onto a plane for the first time. There are plenty of things that happen that make us all anxious. So if you can think of that, a time in your life, thinking back to that moment where you felt a little bit worried, a little bit scared, a little bit anxious. And now try to imagine how that felt in your body. Do you notice anything changes? For example, do your hands start shaking? Maybe they get sweaty and clammy. Maybe you get really hot or really cold. You might feel agitated. So, has anyone experienced any of those symptoms? So we'll put up a few. Shaking. Upset stomach. That classic butterfly in your stomach feeling, or you might feel a little bit sick, or you might get a tummy ache. It's very, very normal for anxiety. Trouble sleeping. Trouble sleeping. What else? Avoiding places. So avoid places, situations, people, because you don't want to go, you're too nervous, you're too anxious, you're too worried. Feeling upset, or even crying. perfectly normal. You might feel angry and agitated. Okay, so these are our symptoms of anxiety. These symptoms are quite different depending on who you are as a person. Not everybody has the same symptoms. So I'm going to pass these around in a minute, and what I want you to do is look at this body here and mark or colour in the places on this body where you feel that you experience your anxiety. So for example, I'll do my one. I get very nervous and shaky. I get really bad stomach aches. My heart starts pounding. My whole body gets hot. And I quite often find I bite my lips until they bleed. It's a bit of an anxious reaction for me. So picking at things, so you might bite your nails. I'm sure there are people in here who do that. So I'm going to hand these out, and I want you to mark on these where you feel your worry, your nervousness, your anxiety. When you're running late for school, where is it in your body? Do you feel it? Okay. So, the point of these sessions, and today's session in particular, is introducing you guys to anxiety. So we've talked about what it is, perfectly normal human response to certain situations or triggers. We've talked about some of the symptoms: trouble sleeping, crying, shaking, feeling hot, feeling cold, feeling dizzy, heart pounding, lots of different symptoms depending on who you are. It's all different, but it's all very, very normal. So, in these sessions, we are going to help combat our anxiety using different tools and coping strategies. So everyone is going to get one of these, which right now for you guys is just an empty box. But for me, here's one I made earlier. This is your very own mental health first aid kit. So I'll show you a little bit of what's in there, but I can't give too much away because spoilers, we're doing it all. Basically, every piece of paper or everything you write down or notice, or you might have objects or little bits and bobs, are going to go into your own box. But throughout these sessions, it's entirely your choice what you want to go in. So there may be things that we try and you're not a big fan of it, and you do not have to put them in your box because it is your personal box. It is everything that suits you. So I'm going to hand the boxes out, and I would like you to please write your name on the box and on the lid somewhere so that we don't get lost with who's who. Miss Granger. Miss Granger. So make sure you all have your names on your boxes, because if you start personalising it and then it accidentally gets swapped with someone else's, it's not your personal box anymore, it's mixed. So, our first objective today, our first coping strategy, is one of my absolute favourites. It's called mindfulness. You might have come across it, it's very, very possible. It's become really popular in recent years, I think particularly after COVID. So we're going to do some really easy mindfulness activities. Now, the point of this is that it connects you with the present moment. So when you're feeling really worried about something that might be coming up but isn't happening now, it connects you to now. And you're able to just focus on the now, which when you're anxious is very, very difficult to do. I do it all the time. I'm in constant need of these exercises. So the first one we're going to try is I want you to close your eyes. What we're going to do is count your breaths. So when you breathe in your head, you're going to say, I am breathing in 1. So we breathe in. And then when you breathe out, it's I am breathing out 1. So I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And just say it in your head. And then we go up to 2. I am breathing in 2. I am breathing out 2. I am breathing in 3. I am breathing out 3. I am breathing in 4. I am breathing out 4. I am breathing in 5. I am breathing out 5. I am breathing in 6. I am breathing out 6. I am breathing in 7. I am breathing out 7. Keep saying it in your head, just focus on your breathing. I am breathing in 8. I am breathing out 8. I am breathing in 9. I am breathing out 9. I am breathing in 10. I am breathing out 10. Okay, now you can open your eyes. So how did that feel? You might find, I know I do sometimes, when I'm focusing on these, my mind starts to drift off and I start thinking about what am I going to have for food later, or am I feeling hungry right now, or oh, I didn't do this earlier, I need to do it. If you notice your brain doing that, just bring it back to the task. It's perfectly normal, all our brains do it. They're constantly on the go, constantly. But just remember to bring it back to, I am breathing in 1, I am breathing out 1. I am breathing in 2. I am breathing out 2. And I would say try to count to 10, and if you find you're not feeling it quite yet, maybe keep going. As long as you want, as long as you need. You might find just going to 10 is enough, just to calm you down a bit. I need to do this quite often. This is one of my favourite activities, and this is one, for me personally, that's going to go into my box. So, next up, another breathing exercise. We have the birthday cake, which some people might prefer. In this case, you're visualising. So, I want you all to put one hand on your stomach, one hand in a fist in front of you. Now, right in front of you, this fist, you have to imagine, is a birthday cake. Now, don't gnaw on it, because it's not really one, but I would really like a birthday cake right now. That sounds really good. Okay, so you're imagining this is the birthday cake. When you breathe in, you're going to imagine you're smelling in it. It smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. I love cake. If you don't like cake, imagine it's something else with candles in. You might have something you prefer. It might be pie, it might be trifle, it could be anything. Something really yummy that you enjoy. So, hand on stomach, hand in front of you. This is your cake or other nice item with candles. When you breathe in, you're going to inhale the smell, so. And when you breathe out, you're going to blow out your candles. So I want you to really imagine you have candles in the top of here and you are blowing them all out, so. And inhale again. And you can keep doing that as long as you like. That sometimes can be easier because you're visualizing it in front of you. It's giving you a purpose. I'm blowing out these candles. So you might prefer that one. The next one is finger counting, which actually mixes both of the last two exercises together, weirdly, because you're visualizing and you're counting. So as you breathe in, you're going to open up your fingers to the count of 5. And then as you breathe out, you're going to close your fingers. And I realised that I am left-handed and that is awkward for me, so I'm switching to this one. Okay, so hands up in the air, and we're going to breathe in for 5. So how's that? We'll try again. It can be really hard since we're so used to just sort of breathing quickly, to regulate it, to slow it down, but we want to do it nice and slow. So you're going to go breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and in again. Okay. Gratitude. So, when we talk about gratitude, it's not a case of, I am so thankful for everything in my life ever, and I am ignoring all of the unhappy thoughts I have in my head. That doesn't work. It's not doable. We're humans, and sometimes things annoy us or upset us, and sometimes, or quite often in some cases, like mine, we feel anxious and worried. So, we're not ignoring our worries. However, sometimes, if you're worried about something and nothing's really going to change it in that moment, what we can do instead is focus on the positives. So, for example, I am having a really bad day today. My bus was late, it was raining, I was soaked through, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is my life. It's rubbish. Which we all do, at times. But to help me feel a little bit better, I recognise that I'm feeling in a really bad mood, but I've got to go in and teach a group. I've got to do some drama, and I've got to be energetic and happy and woo! So, and I want to feel happier. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll focus on a positive. So sometimes it might be gratitude. It might be, I am thankful. So, for example, I am thankful that I remembered to bring spare socks with me so that my feet can be dry for the rest of the day. Very thankful for that. What else? See, I'm thinking of this off the top of my head now. What else am I thankful for today? I am thankful that some of my pens worked, even though some of them didn't, but some of them came through for me. I'm very happy about that. And it could also be more general things. So, for example, I have the bestest friend in the whole wide world. My best friend, she's amazing. She's always there for me. She supports me. I'm so thankful to have her. Even though this other stuff's gone on, even though I still feel a bit, it's been a tough morning, this is a lovely positive I have in my life. I'm so happy that my brother is in my life and I get to see him later and have a chat. Or it might be something even simpler. It could be, I had a really good lunch today. I had this amazing panini that was warm and comforting, and even though I felt rubbish this morning, I had this really nice lunch, and it's one of my favourite types of lunch, and it was there, it wasn't out of stock, and I was very, very happy about it. Again, it's another positive. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to hand these out, and we are going to choose a positive. Now you can do one, you can do as many as you like. As many as you like. I just want you to focus on things in your life right now that feel good. And if you're struggling, ask each other. Talk about it to each other. It might be something as simple as, I'm really happy that even though it's raining outside, I am nice and warm and dry in this classroom. It might be, oh my goodness, I'm finding this anxiety lesson so boring, but I'm really happy that I get to go home soon. which I'm hoping isn't actually the case, but if it is, that's fine too. I really want to get home because I love my Xbox and I want to go and play Rocket League on it all evening. That would be great. I want to do that. That sounds great. That sounds like a real positive. I'm going to go home and play Rocket League. Yes. So that is what we're going to do with these. I've put a few examples. I might have already used them. And just let me know if you're not sure what to write. But you can't really get this wrong. It's just anything in your life recently or overall. Maybe you have a favourite t-shirt. Maybe there's a room in your house you really like. Maybe you have a favourite picture, or you really like writing or drawing comic books. Anything you like, and I want you to write it down. Okay, go. Now, if you're done with your writing activity, your gratitude activity, you have a choice now of either decorating your box or doing some very mindful colouring in. This is one of my favourite things to do when I'm feeling anxious or worried. It really is. I always keep colouring items on me, on standby, so that when I'm feeling really anxious and I can't focus on my breathing and I can't do any of that, what I can do is get out my pens or pencils, luckily that are in the box, right there, and I'm just going to colour in. No, it's not a proper picture, it's just, if you don't have a picture on you as well, you can just draw some lines and then colour in the lines and it looks like a stained glass picture. It is one of my favourite things to do, which is weird because I always thought colouring was something you did, in primary school. And then as I reached my 20s, I realised that actually it's super fun, and why did I ever stop colouring in? Because it's just the best thing ever. It's so relaxing. You're very much in the moment. You're just colouring in. That's all you're doing, and you can't get it wrong. It doesn't matter if it's messy. It doesn't matter if the colours don't match. All you're focusing on is just colouring in. And it's a lot of fun. So, there are some colouring in sheets that you can use. So come up and grab whatever looks good to you. You can grab more than one and keep them in your box because I know they certainly help me. Okay, so hopefully you have started to personalise your mental health first aid box. So, before we finish, can I ask anyone what they think anxiety is? It's all right if you can't remember. We're just going to talk about it because there was a lot of information to process. So we're just going to chat. Can you remember what anxiety is? What does it mean to you? How do you feel? Maybe you remember some of the symptoms or signs of anxiety. Just remember that no matter what, your anxiety and your worries, it's a perfectly normal reaction. It's okay to feel anxious. And once you've got the tools equipped to help you, you'll find you can manage it quite easily. It just takes a bit of time, and it takes a good box full of resources and tools and fun things. So, before we finish, I want us to check out. So obviously at the beginning of the session, we went around and asked how all of us were feeling. So I want to do that again. But also this time, I would like you to tell me something that you found interesting today, or fun, or something that you learned. It doesn't have to be all of them. If you've got all of them, feel free to say all three. So something either interesting, something fun that you enjoyed. It may not be fun, it might be, oh, I liked this breathing activity, I liked the birthday cake and blowing out the candles. Something that felt good. Or something that you learned that's new, something you didn't know before that you learned today. So we're going to go around and each say something and also tell me how you're feeling. So I'll start. Today I learned that I really need to get some new whiteboard pens. And I learned that my box looks really boring now and I need to update it with flowers and random bits and pieces. And something I found fun today was just checking in with you guys and seeing what you all thought about anxiety, what you knew about it, and just to have this very open discussion about how it feels and our mental health is really important to me, and I love talking about mental health. So that for me today was really fun. So now we've all finished, we've gone around the room, everyone's hopefully feeling quite relaxed. We're going to just put our hands on our chests here, over our hearts. We're going to breathe in. We're going to sigh it out. And do it again. And one more time. And then we're going to look around the room. Make eye contact with people. Okay, thank you. I will see you in the next session.